you guys. Wow. Welcome back to Camp Insomnia.
Hello. Welcome back. You know what? You know what your welcome back reminds me of every time?
What?
Our YouTube videos.
Yes,
Welcome
yeah, it does. Welcome back. That's true. I never even noticed that. Yeah, fun fact, campers. Your camp counselor. Oh, yeah, by the way, my name is Zach.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, and,
hello.
I'm sorry. It's been a minute. I'm your camp counselor, Dolores.
Yes. Anyway, so I used to have a YouTube account. Well, I still have it. It's still up there. I think I took them all down and put them on private. But I used to have a YouTube channel. That's how it would be like, hey, welcome back. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now all the memories.
Good old times, you know, with best friend yoga and
yes. Oh yeah.
And
my whole elbow going in your cooch. Remember that one? Woo! Oh
God. And the beans, the fucking beans.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those are so bad too.
Everybody's like, what the fuck are they talking about?
I know.
Well, I hope you guys like the new intro. It's just for this mini series that Dolores and I are going to do for you. If you can tell by the title, we are speaking about Harold the Haunted Doll.
Mind you, we are recording this during the day because we're too scared.
Yeah, we're way too scared. It's like, it's what, 6 p.m. my time. It's still really sunny outside right now. Mm-hmm. And thank God, because this is really scary. Mm-hmm. A lot of freaky stuff has been going on just researching this damn doll.
Yeah, and barely talking about it with each other. A lot of weird things would happen. I mean, to the point where Zach's microphone you could physically see it on the screen. It would turn off or cut out, or his lights would turn on and off in his bedroom, or we would hear all these really weird things. So many weird things have happened.
It was a lot. And then like just even typing it out, all the research has been a lot. It's just been a lot. So before I get into that, I do have some cool news for all the campers. Mm-hmm. Is that my friend Courtney from work just had her baby, so we now have a new camper, and the new camper's name's Carson.
Oh, Carson!
Yeah,
Carson the camper. I love
Carson the camper. So shout out to Carson and congratulations, Courtney.
Oh, congrats! Yay! Daycare,
yay.
Camp and daycare.
Camp daycare.
Good luck.
Good luck. Exactly. Good luck. So without further ado, campers, let's gather around the campfire.
Oh, we really get into it.
Yeah, we are.
Go ahead, snuggle up, grab a blankie, get comfy, and let's see, what's a good tip for right now? Be careful of what you buy.
There we go. Yeah, be careful of what you buy. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. That's a good tip. So, some tidbits before we crack into this case. While researching, what just happened?
Oh God, know.
Jesus Christ! Like, it scared me.
You know what? One headphone.
One in, one out. Okay. So I just want to let everybody know I do have a disclaimer. The names have been changed in this 3-part series. It might be 4, but I'm condensing it down to 3 of Harold the Haunted Doll to protect the privacy of said individuals. Another warning for you campers. Some say that learning, listening, or looking at pictures of this doll can cause nightmares, anxiety, back pain, health issues, or terrible luck, or possible death. So there's that. If you wish to listen, you'll be listening at your own risk, and Dolores and I are not liable.
Yeah.
So with that being said, Dolores and I come from a place of love and kindness when speaking about Harold the doll, because we do not want to make him pissed and come for us.
Yeah, exactly.
So here's a new rule, campers. Get close to the campfire. Be nice to Harold the doll. I cannot tell you that enough. Be nice to him. If you are, he will not fuck with you. So be nice. And real quick, I told this to Dolores already, but to the campers that don't know, as I was researching and typing everything out, there's this speak function on Word where you can speak and it types it out for you. Mm-hmm. And while I was speaking my notes, I stopped to read the book because I bought the book on Harold the Doll by the guy that owns it. And as I'm reading, suddenly it starts typing on its own, and I have it in bold, and it told me, oh God, I'm trying to find it. It's in bold. Oh, it told me to shut the fuck up. And I didn't say that. My mouth was quiet, like zipped. I was just reading, and what I was reading didn't even say that. But I want to say it was Harold the Doll telling me to shut the fuck up. And then it also told me to, goddamn it, stop it.
Oh my God.
Randomly on its own. So this already has a bunch of really weird stuff going on, and I'm really scared about this case.
I just want to throw this out there to the camper Amba. She can contest for us with even the weird shit that was going on when we were kind of doing a little tidbit and like a little snippet for her with everything that happened, like I mentioned earlier, with the sound cutting out and everything. So we have witnesses of this weird shit.
We have witnesses. Yeah, this stuff really did happen to Dolores and I. It's wild. So let's
we need to say a camp prayer or something first.
Dear Heavenly Father, please protect us on our journey through this fucking case. May Harold the Doll stay the fuck away from our camp and our campers. In Jesus' name I pray. A motherfucking man.
Amen.
Amen. All right, so let's get into this. So we're going to talk about the background, his background story, right? So I swear to God, if I say this wrong, I'm so sorry. Anthony Quinata? Okay. It's like pinata, but with a quin in front of pin. So Quinata.
Fair.
So Anthony Quinata is a paranormal investigator and has a passion for all things paranormal. All right, he has his own investigation team, and he loves to do it. But as much as he loves investigating the paranormal, he started a unique fascination with specializing in haunted objects and antiques. Sounds like me with all my freaky shit on my bookshelf, but they're not haunted. Kidding. Thank God, I'm not buying no haunted dolls or anything.
At least, they just have weird vibes more than anything. It's not really haunted.
Just weird vibes. Yeah, no, they're just freaky looking.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact, he is an internationally acclaimed psychic medium and has written 3 books. He has written Communications from the Other Side. He has also written We Are Never Alone, and then the book that I bought, Harold the Haunted Doll. So this is how it began. Anthony was meeting with some members of a team he had founded called the Rocky Mountain Ghost Hunters Alliance. Big name. For dinner. One of his team members, Melissa, had asked him if he had seen the haunting painting on eBay. Anthony didn't know what the heck Melissa was talking about and was shocked that people were selling haunted objects on eBay. A haunted house is one thing, but like a haunted object, like that was never really a thing back in the early 2000s. So Anthony decided, well, I always have to go places to go investigate and see if it's haunted, may not be. Well, now I can just buy it and like bring it to me, and I don't have to really go anywhere.
The convenience.
Right? Yeah, the convenience, the laziness, I guess. He's like, haunted mare, come to me. So the next day, Anthony went to eBay and he inserted the word haunted into the search engine. And sure enough, there were hundreds of listings. So Anthony decided to refine his search. So he typed in haunted antiques, haunted clocks, haunted paintings, haunted mirrors, and haunted dolls.
Oh boy, here we go.
Anthony wondered if there was any truth to any of these sellers' claims on these items or objects being haunted, so he placed a few bids on a number of items, and that's how he ended up ultimately owning Harold the Doll, which is eBay's most infamous haunted doll.
Wow.
So he just kind of was like, oh, these look spooky. I'm just going to place a bid and see what happens. Move on with my day.
With not even knowing what's about
to
be
not
in
even
store
knowing.
For him. Oh, that's so crazy.
So let's talk about the guy who listed haunted Harold the Doll, who is haunted and terrifying as shit. There's this man named Greg. Again, the names are changed for the privacy of others. This man named Greg, who lived in New York City around 2001, had moved in with his older brother on the Upper East Side. Since he didn't have a full-time job, Greg and his brother agreed that he would both help sell antiques on eBay. So let's make some extra money, find some antiques, sell that shit, make a good coin. Hello. So they would go thrifting a lot. They would try to find old antiques or really odd oddities or special textiles, dolls, Art Deco pictures, blah, 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 blah. Anything that would grab the attention of a potential buyer. So Greg soon realized instead of opening up his own antique store, he could save a lot of money by registering all his products online. So Greg also understood that the best way to sell items was to have a clever title and description, and sometimes a really nice story, which you can see on YouTube, the clickbait videos. You have to have a really crazy title, crazy image. So he basically did that.
Yeah, he made a clickbait ad.
Yeah, a clickbait ad. Yeah, for his antiques.
Mm-hmm.
So he came across his beaten up doll that he bought for like $10, and he thought about putting it on eBay and selling it for like $60 to $40. And he put a tale in the description about Harold the doll. So again, he made this up.
Okay, so
right?
He made this whole.
He made this whole. He found this doll. I got it for cheap. I'm gonna flip it and put a creepy story to it, and someone's gonna buy it. So this is a story. Just at least once or twice, you're walking around the flea market or antique mall looking for a treasure or two, and you come upon a beat-up-looking doll, and you think to yourself, "Oh, that's charming," or "The child who owned that doll must have really loved this thing." Mm-hmm. But what I thought after seeing the doll that is offered today should never, ever, ever be repeated. The doll was purchased in a small dirt lot flea market in the quaint town of Webster, Florida. Webster is very charming and has many trees, and it is only 60 miles southwest of Gainesville. They have a weekly flea market offering treasures, bargains, and aisles of kernel corn. What?
But you said Gainesville?
Yes, I did say Gainesville, which is funny, isn't it?
We already know. We already know Gainesville.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, that's so weird.
This happens so often.
Why
every
are we
time.
having these weird coincidences with our stories?
I don't know. Every single time. I don't get it. It's freaky. I didn't even know it. I didn't even plan that shit.
We don't plan it every time.
No, we don't plan it exactly. Which I was like when I read that, I was like, oh.
How far did you say? 60 miles?
60 miles.
I mean, still kind of far, but still. Coincidentally, not that far. It's still less than 100 miles. Oh my God.
Yeah. So he says, anyways, I digress. I had to ride to the flea market fairly late in the day when most people are packing up to go home. That is when I saw an elderly man placing the doll in a box. It looked interesting, so I asked the man if I could see it, and the conversation went like this. The man, you don't want to see this doll. Me, sure, what do you want for it? Man, well, that's a good question because it's very old. It was my son's. I bought it for him when he was born, and he passed away a few years later. This doll has sat in my work shed for over 60 years, period, and wasn't going to bring it out today, but I figured I just needed to get it out there. Anyways, I'll take $20 for it. So I give the guy $20, put it in a bag, and walked away. When I was halfway down the aisle, the man came running over, visibly out of breath. The man said, I have to warn you about something. I can't just let you take this thing. The reason why it's been in my shed is that this doll has brought an eerie presence into our house after our son died. We would hear the doll crying and singing from his bedroom. When we went to check it out, there was nothing, just the doll. Other things would start to happen, and the priest told me I should burn the doll. I tried, but it would barely burn. That's why his arms and legs are so warm. Anyway, I just want to let you know.
Okay.
I was like, that's weird, right?
Yeah.
I told him okay and I chuckled to myself as I walked away. That was until I got home, and my life has never been the same. 2 days later, my cat died, and my girlfriend left me for a pool guy. Oh. I began to have chronic migraines, and this is only 2 days after purchasing the doll.
It's like just from what it seems like so far, a series of bad luck and some headaches.
Yeah, and then your cat dying.
Yeah, series of bad luck.
Yeah. A week later, I began to hear children laughing and crying in my basement. Every time I would go to check it out, of course, nothing. This doll has been in an armadillo coffin in my basement for the last year and a half, and I need to get rid of it.
Hold on.
It's a specific type of coffin. It's just a specific type of coffin. That's what they called it in the description.
I was like, what is it, like an armadillo skin coffin? Like, did an armadillo die in it? I'm confused.
Well, when I read it in the book, I thought I read it wrong, and then no, it's just a different type of coffin.
That's so random.
Yeah, I know. He could have just said coffin. Yeah. I really do believe it's cursed. Sometimes I touch it and it seems like it has a pulse. Maybe I'm just paranoid, or maybe not. The cursed doll measures 21 inches tall. Its head, arms, and legs are composition. The eyes are closed when it's laying down. Please ask any and all questions before you bid on this doll. I have not had it out of the coffin for years, so if anything else happens this week, I'll be sure to let you know. The auction is sold as is with no returns. Please, winner pays exact shipping and optional insurance. Check out my other auctions and that's the description, right?
That's the full ad.
Yeah, the full ad.
Okay.
So Greg actually posted a video showing the doll moving and talking, and it was apparently saying the word here or Harold. The video ended up earning over 100,000 views, and he was also talked about on Art Bell's Coast to Coast radio show, which also discussed like paranormal stuff. It's a paranormal like podcast on the radio.
Okay.
Yeah, like Coast to Coast AM. This doll got a lot of attention on eBay. People were like, holy crap, they're flocking. They want to see this video. What's the hype? What does it look like? Mm-hmm. Well, the auction did end up ending, and the winning bid was $700.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
so the winning bidder...
Shit.
Yeah, well, the winning bidder never made good on the deals, and the winning bidder never went through with it. So Greg decided to put up the doll on auction for a second time.
Okay.
So to sum it up, the second listing of Harold the doll, basically Greg went on to say that he had been severely affected with sickness, stomach pain, painful coughs. He apparently had also been interviewed by the Long Island Press about it. He also said he wasn't able to find the gentleman who sold him the doll, but was able to find someone that knew the man that had sold the doll to Greg. And this person was a lifelong friend. So that old man he met at the flea market, he was able to find the friend of that friend.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. Again, this is all a story. This is not real. This is all a story he's just making up so he can get hype and get a bigger buck for this doll. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's a hoax, right?
Yeah.
Because he's making this up. So basically he says that the man told him that the owner's son had passed away only a year or two after being born and was severely disfigured, but the family friend named Walter wouldn't go into more further detail, apparently. Lastly, he does mention he was able to record more footage of Harold the doll with some night vision, and he ended up putting the video description and the description of the bid. No one was buying the doll, and he was getting a lot of aggressive emails, Greg, by people watching the bid or people just coming to comment saying that he was evil, that he needed the Lord Jesus Christ because he was trying to sell a haunted doll, and he was getting a lot of death threats. Mm-hmm. Also, there are a lot of fake articles circulating that there was an actual baby inside the doll, and that the FBI had to do an x-ray screening of it and said there was a skeleton in the baby, but it turned out it was all fake. Like, just people just making up rumors.
People are crazy.
Yeah, it was just starting to spiral. It really was starting to spiral.
It's already big enough as it is. Why do we have to make it crazier?
Yeah, well, I mean, Greg didn't help it much either because he kept feeding into this stuff. Because if you keep feeding into it, more people are going to want to bid on it, and then the doll's price is going to go up.
I mean, yeah, but Jesus.
Yeah, and then he's getting death threats now. Jesus Christ, he wasn't expecting that.
It's going too far.
Yeah. Well, eventually Harold was won in an auction by a woman named Kathy, who is a family friend of Anthony, the guy who owns the doll now. So let's get into Kathy's story. So Kathy was visiting New York City to attend her aunt's upcoming wedding. Also, Kathy was also planning to go on a cruise with her fiance in Bermuda. Her fiance's name was Rick. She met up with Greg in Manhattan 2 weeks before the cruise to get the doll. Kathy realized that Harold was a lot larger than what she had imagined, and Greg handed her the doll in a drugstore bag and parted ways. Almost like a drug deal.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here's your fucking doll. Give me the money. See you later.
God.
So Kathy's fiance Rick wasn't happy about purchasing such an expensive doll. I mean, shit. The first buyer, $700,
Yeah, I guess so.
and she paid about the same.
I was gonna say, was this one more or?
Yeah, slightly.
Oh.
But it was still pretty expensive. Her fiance was really upset that she had bought such an expensive doll, let alone it's supposedly haunted or cursed, because she doesn't know that Greg made up this entire story. But Kathy reassured Rick that she didn't believe that the doll was cursed or haunted, but actually wanted to learn how to do doll restoration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there you go. That's a good reason.
Yeah.
So Rick saw Harold and agreed that it would be a doll that Kathy would learn a lot from because it was pretty beat up. And it would be a great first project to do for restoration. So he was like, all right, you spent a lot of fucking money, but I guess I can see the worth in it. All right, hobby.
Yeah, I was going to say, make her happy. She's trying to start a new hobby.
Yeah. So shortly after Kathy had received the doll, she already started to experience some strange occurrences and coincidences that were happening with her and her family.
Okay.
So this is where it gets weird because we all know that the story's made up, but then why is stuff happening?
Yeah, exactly.
So Kathy and Rick really didn't think anything of these strange occurrences or strange happenings and just thought the whole idea of a Harold being haunted or cursed was just an hysterical idea or thought and didn't think much of it. Like, oh yeah, these weird things are happening, but like, it can't be the doll. It's just bad luck, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with the wedding right around the corner, Kathy's aunt ended up blowing her back out and couldn't walk.
Oh, Jesus.
She was diagnosed with a herniated disc and was put on bed rest until her wedding.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Again, not the doll. Just a weird incident.
Weird coincidence. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The following day, the groom had to also be put in a wheelchair because his back had blown out as well.
What?
And yeah, the chiropractor who diagnosed Kathy had made a diagnosis of also a herniated disc with him as well. So they both blew out their back.
That's
back
weird.
to back. That's weird. So shortly after Kathy, she would also blow out her back. So Kathy now has blown out her back.
Oh my God, there's 3 people now. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. What? What?
The video got all weird for a minute.
Oh, goodness gracious. Sorry, campers. We're really spooked.
No, that was weird.
Okay. I don't like this. So, on the wedding day, the hairdresser for the bride and bridesmaid was a no-show.
Oh.
The wedding cake fell apart, and the groom made his vows in a wheelchair because of his back.
He still can walk.
Yeah, he's still gonna walk on the wedding day.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Now, remember, Kathy was supposed to go on a cruise with her fiance Rick.
Yeah.
Well, when they went on the cruise, half of their luggage went missing.
Oh my gosh.
So for the remainder of their cruise experience, they only had about 2 outfits to wear.
Oh my God.
And no matter how hard the cruise staff looked, they couldn't find the luggage anywhere on the ship.
Oh.
It wasn't until after the cruise was over and they were headed home that they had found the luggage in an entirely different room on the cruise ship in a closet.
What?
Yeah. Weird. Just weird. Kathy and Rick were really upset, and they returned to Kathy's house very upset.
Yeah.
And her aunt had now been pain-free without any back issues for about 2 weeks. This is after the fact. Now, suddenly, when visiting their aunt, her back went out again, causing her to end up having to go to the emergency room.
Oh, God, they have bad juju on them now.
Yeah, at this moment, Kathy and Rick started questioning, maybe this doll is actually haunted. Maybe there's something weird here. So Kathy was like, you know what? I'm not gonna take chances. So I'm gonna put this motherfucker back up for auction, and someone else can win it, and I can move on with my life. Yeah, I am tired of my back being so fucked. Wow. So this next part I called Greg Lied.
Oh, God.
He did. Anthony ended up finding out that the videos that Greg had posted about the doll were fake. Yeah, just as well as we all know, the story that Greg wrote about the doll is fake as well. And he just did it as an attention grabber so that he can make a really good profit off of something that was supposed to be haunted or cursed and actually isn't. And the video circulating on the doll, his lips and arms up, like moving up and down. Yeah. Anthony found out it was actually fishing line that had caused the arms and legs to move up and down in the video. And yeah, Greg said, "Yep, that's true. I fooled y'all."
Liza Minnelli lies.
Yeah, Liza Minnelli lies, literally.
Oh my God.
Anthony then stumbled upon the second listing of Harold the doll, because remember, Kathy is like, I want to get rid of this thing now. So Anthony's super intrigued, so he placed a bid on it for $300. Being at the highest spin, Kathy then reached out to Anthony, wondering why he wanted the doll to begin with. And Anthony really said he was just really curious about how much the reserve was for the auction. And so an auction reserve is the least amount the seller will accept.
Oh,
and so that's why he bid so high.
I see. Okay.
And it's like, okay, I won't accept anything past like $100.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to bid more than that. So that's why he bid $300.
Jesus.
Yeah, literally. Anthony and Kathy then talked back and forth about the doll, and Kathy sent him another email stating that she didn't believe the doll was haunted, but she did believe it was cursed. Anthony at this point was stoked by this comment and was hyper intrigued over this doll, but unfortunately someone outbid him by $5.
$5 freaking dollars.
Yeah, $5. So Anthony does state in the book that he was somewhat relieved that someone outbid him.
I mean, it's you're kind of gambling there at that point.
Yeah.
If someone's telling you it's cursed.
It's cursed. Like, I don't believe it's haunted, but I believe it has some really bad juju.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of, fucking Greg made up all this shit about it, but there's still some weird stuff going on.
Yeah.
That I can't explain that happened around this doll the minute I bought it.
Yeah, all these weird occurrences.
Yeah. So Anthony couldn't take that for anything, so he decided he was going to try to outbid the man. So he outbid him by $5. So he went $5 above. So this other bidder, his name was Magic, Majik. That guy. I'm going to call him Magic.
Okay.
Magic. Yeah, I'll bid by Magic. They kept outbidding each other over and over again until eventually it led up to $700 by Magic. Yeah, Anthony then placed a bid of $720 and then waited for Magic to outbid him. Well, he never did.
Oh, well,
and Anthony was now the new owner of Harold the Doll. Kathy then messaged Anthony. She messaged Anthony and said, "Hey, like, you know, if you don't want to do this, like, you don't want this doll any longer, like, I can send your money back. It's no big deal. Like, you don't have to take it." And Anthony wrote back like, "No, like, I'll send you the money. You can send me Harold the doll. Like, I want the doll."
Kind of saying like,
I want it.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? Yeah. So Catherine told him that she would hold it for 2 weeks to let Anthony really think about if he would really want to have it. And would really want to keep this thing. And if he changes his mind, that she would be glad to send the money back. Like, it wasn't a big deal. But Anthony was like, "No, I want the doll. Give me the doll." She was like, "Okay." So she sent the doll via mail, and the following day, as she sent it out, this is a weird incident. The minute she mailed it out to him, there was a United States Postal Service strike that broke out, and Kathy believes that the curse of the doll started it all, which is a little weird. I don't know if I believe that, but she said the minute she mailed it out, there was a giant strike on the United States Postal Service. I'm like, okay, that's a little weird.
I think that's weird.
I wouldn't think too much of it.
Yeah, I think that's actually just a weird coincidence.
Yeah.
That's a big thing, you know?
That's a big thing. Yeah, Harold's like, strike. So the doll was received. Well, soon enough, Anthony, received this doll from Kathy from Dublin, Ireland, because that's where she was living. And to be honest, Anthony was feeling very unsure of how to feel about the doll. And he wasn't sure if all the stories were true he heard from Kathy, considering all the stories from Greg were fabricated.
Yeah.
So how true could Kathy really, be, she could be lying too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Anthony was pretty worried about taking the box out, let alone opening it or touching the box or touching the doll. So instead, he used his tri-field EMF meter, which measures man-made alternating magnetic currents to see if he could detect any anomalous electromagnetic fields coming from the doll. Okay. So the thing that have like the little lights?
Yeah.
Just beep, 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 beep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that thing. So the purpose of using the tri-field EMF meter is to see if the readings could indicate the presence of a spirit or ghost. Mm-hmm. So while he was doing so, the EMF reader didn't even budge, didn't even move. So Anthony was pretty upset and thought to himself, "Man, I just bought myself a $720 doll that's not even cursed or haunted."
Yeah, for nothing.
For nothing. Are you fucking kidding me? So then he ended up, that's what I find funny, he ended up spraying the doll with holy water as a precautionary measure, just in case it was actually all those things that were said.
You know what? Fair. I don't blame him.
Yeah. He's like, nothing's really happening, but girl, I'm going to make sure this bitch don't try to stab me in my sleep.
Oh my God.
I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Slapping them with water. So now he was upset they didn't get anything, but he was still really determined on investigating this doll. So, although Anthony couldn't capture anything via tri-field EMF meter, he decided he wanted to try and capture an EVP. For those of you who don't know, EVP stands for Electronic Voice Phenomena, and it is a mysterious event in which human-sounding voices from an unknown source are heard in white noise, digital voice recordings, and other electronic media. So for those of you who don't know, there are certain classes of EVP. Class A is easily understood by almost everyone with little or no dispute, which are usually the loudest of EVPs, like my voice right now. It's very clear. Class B, usually characterized by warping of the voice in certain syllables, lower in volume and more distant sounding than Class A. Class B is a more common type of EVP. And then Class C are characterized by excessive distortion. They're the lowest in volume, so it's really hard to hear. So here we go. Anthony decides he wants to try to communicate with a supposed haunted or cursed doll named Harold. So far he hasn't really got anything, so now he's like, let's get this shit done. I want to see if something will really happen. So he places Harold into a bag, and it included a bottle of holy water, and a crucifix as well. So it had a crucifix and holy water in this bag. Anthony really didn't want to take any chances just in case this thing was actually everything everybody said it was. Anthony then conducted an EVP session, but got nothing again.
Okay.
He didn't get anything. So now he's like, all right, this thing is, I guess, there's really nothing in it.
That is kind of weird, though, because usually if you start putting...
What?
I don't know why my camera keeps doing that. Usually when you start putting that kind of stuff in front of haunted objects and whatnot, they kind of start thriving off of that energy, and they'll latch onto it and start communicating. So that's kind of weird that this thing is still, whatever is happening is dormant, or they don't, at least as far as we know,
or it's even not, it's not haunted or cursed at all.
Yeah, it's just kind of
it's just
weird.
a doll.
Yeah.
So, although Anthony did... He knew someone named April for a few years now, and she would go on investigations with this paranormal crew. April, this friend of his, claimed to be a psychic, but Anthony didn't know if he believed her or not, because he decided he was going to have her do a reading on Harold to see if there was something truly off about him. April has the ability of psychometry, where she can discern information about an object simply by touching it. But before April had the chance to touch or pick up Harold, Anthony decided that he would give her a bunch of other objects as well to see if she could pick up anything from those and leave Harold for last.
Kind of testing her, kind of thing?
Yeah, kind of testing her, because he's not 100% sure if he believes that she's a psychic. And maybe she's just like faking it. So he's giving her a bunch of stuff that aren't haunted to see if she can make up a story about said things being haunted, you know what I mean? And then saving Harold for last.
Yeah.
Anthony wanted a clear reading, and he felt like April wouldn't be able to give him a clear reading because she knew of the doll prior, because he was so famous by then. Also, April had chuckled at the fact that Anthony had sprinkled holy water over the doll because he thought something would happen if he didn't. And she was laughing at why he was taking such a serious precaution for something that is probably not haunted or cursed. Yeah, but Anthony continued on with the investigation anyway with April, and April picked up the doll and noticed that the doll was in really bad shape, and the composition doll was made sometime in the 30s, and suddenly she started getting something about a spirit in the doll.
Oh no.
She started picking up something with her psychometry, and suddenly she started getting the sense that there was a spirit of a child molester or a molested child or both in the doll.
Oh, I don't like this.
Yeah, so shortly after saying this, she began to shake because she was terrified. She then told Anthony that she would not be able to do this, and Anthony then asked, like, why not? Like, what's wrong? She said that when she held the doll, that the doll had told her he was going to kill her. Anthony then places Harold back in the bag with the holy water and the crucifix. April then told Anthony that she has a heart murmur, and that when she heard Harold say, "I'm going to kill you," She said that it started to feel as though Harold was grabbing her heart.
Ooh, I don't like that. Ooh.
Yeah. So Anthony honestly didn't believe a goddamn thing. She said, I didn't know she had a heart murmur. She could have been making up this whole shit. She's probably being super dramatic. I don't know. That maybe, how do you know that there's an evil spirit inside the doll? It might be a child molester. But like, how do you know? Maybe it's just a big hoax. Maybe she's just making all the shit up.
Why would you make that?
Well, I mean, Greg made up the story, so why couldn't she make up that another story?
Yeah, but that's a big accusation,
Yeah. There's a child molester in the doll.
Yeah,
or a molested child.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
That's a lot.
So Anthony goes, I don't quite believe you, crazy lady, but let's listen back to the EVP session, right? Let's listen to back the EVP, and let's see if we got anything, right?
Oh no!
There we go. So when April chuckled, remember, she chuckled at the fact that Anthony placed holy water on Harold.
Yeah.
And so in the EVP, you can hear an angry male voice say,
"Shut up."
Wait.
Yeah. When Anthony sprinkled the holy water on the doll, you can hear an agonizing scream on the EVP. When April had mentioned that she had felt the spirit within the doll was either a molested child or a child molester, you can hear what can only be described as an angry roar. That you can hear a male voice shouting,
"I'm gonna kill you, bitch."
And that's pretty much what she said.
Yeah. And right after this was said on the EVP, you can hear April say, "I'm sorry, Anthony, but I can't do this." Because it spoke that to her. The one crazy thing about EVPs is that you can hear it in person, and you can't hear it in person. You just can't hear it until afterwards because it's so soft the human ear can't pick it up. So Anthony was like really questioning, like, okay, what the fuck is going on? I thought this shit was fake. I wasn't getting anything. I thought Kathy was losing it. I thought this medium was losing it. Now I'm fucking losing it because we got some evidence.
Mm-hmm.
So Anthony would often visit a particular coffee shop, and one of the baristas named Rachel, who was a good friend of Anthony's, wanted to see this famous haunted doll, Harold. Now, Dolores, this is when the thing told me to shut the fuck up.
No.
Yeah, right after I said this line, I have it in bold because I bolded it, and I haven't changed it because when you speak in Word and you say a cuss word, it puts like the asterisks. I won't type it out for you. So it just says, shut the fuck up.
Oh my gosh. So
Yeah. It's really weird. It's odd. I have no explanation for it. Anyways, back to the story. So he goes to this coffee shop. He's hanging out with Rachel, his favorite barista. She wants to know, hey, Anthony, can I see this haunted doll? He's like, sure. So Anthony then met up with Rachel after work in the lower basement of the coffee shop with 5 other friends of Rachel's. Anthony was shocked to see so many people who wanted to see this haunted doll. So they all gathered around a very long table, and he pulled out the doll out of a bag. And as he pulled out the doll out of the bag, everyone pulled out a crystal. Anthony then asked the group why everybody brought a crystal to meet Harold, and they said, it's for my own protection. And so while meeting the doll at the party, they all started asking Harold a bunch of questions via EVP. And later that night, Anthony went through the audio. All right? While listening back to the audio, Anthony was a little aggravated because all he could hear was a really low buzzing sound. And underneath that sound was a muffled voice cursing.
What the fuck?
In the audio. Suddenly, he was able to decipher what the cursing was saying, and at one moment, it gets really clear and says,
God damn it, stop it.
Whoa.
Yeah. Anthony seems to think it was under great distress, and whatever this humming was causing the spirit a lot of distress and anguish. It didn't occur to Anthony then, but much later, he was thinking that the humming sound was coming from the crystals. It was producing energy, and that energy was upsetting Harold and the spirits in the doll. That's why they were saying, God damn, stop it.
Oh. It's almost like the equivalent of putting like a crucifix by it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, stop. Like, stop. And that's the humming. It was the energy from these crystals.
Your video is weird.
Really?
A little bit.
Oh, well, I guess I'll die. Anthony,
Stop!
Anthony then believes there are spirits trapped in the doll, probably because of some kind of gypsy magic he feels. Like, well, I don't know a really good explanation for this. Maybe someone put a curse on people and shoved them all into this doll. I don't know. So now he's on a mission to like find some help, try to figure out what is up with this doll. If there's something trapped in this doll, like what's going on. So Anthony tries to find help. So he tries to seek help when he visited Southern California at Venice Beach. He found a tarot card reader and a palm reader at Venice Beach, and they were two gypsy women. He asked the woman who left a tarot card reading from these two gypsy ladies, and the woman stated that they did a really good job at revealing stuff from her past that no one else could have known, and they also predicted some future events, but of course they couldn't say if it was true or not because you have to wait and find out. But everything that they said seemed legit, like they were what they said they were.
Okay.
So Anthony took a chance, walked up to the ladies and seeing if they would do a reading for him. And not so much a reading on his palm or his tarot cards, but doing a reading on an object. And at first the woman was like very confused. And what are you talking about? He's like, oh, I have an object. Can you just read it for me? And so she's like, all right. So he opened up the bag and she saw the doll. She took 3 steps back and held up her hands in front of her saying, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Please go away.
Whoa.
Anthony then pursued and was like, girl, like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
It's just a doll. Like, did you just read it for me? She was like, I can't help you. Please leave me alone. You need to leave now and leave immediately.
Whoa.
So the older gypsy woman walks out and is surprised by all the commotion, is asking, like, what the hell's going on? He's like, hey, I got this object. Your daughter don't want to read it. Can you read it? And so then he shows her and she's like, get it out of here. Do not ever come back here again. You need to leave. So Anthony was really shocked why they wouldn't even try to read this doll. But seeing how much they reacted, he's like, okay, there's got to be something here.
Yeah, totally.
So this is when Harold gets physical.
Oh. Okay. I'm trying to prepare myself for this.
So Anthony at this point has tried many different psychic people and mediums and people who were more spiritually open, and to no avail. No one wanted to help him, nor did he get really great answers. Eventually, Anthony tried to do a card reading himself on the doll, but after an attempt to do it, it was a flop. Nothing really worked. Anthony then asked his friend Diane if she knew anyone who did card readings, and then she answered him, I'll do it for you.
Oh, no.
There's no problem. So Anthony and Diane then head to a conference room for privacy, and they had brought a digital recorder with them, not only to help record the session, but also hopefully catch an EVP. When Anthony then took Harold out of the bag, Diane made the comment about getting the feeling of a molested child. Anthony was like, why would you say that? And Diane was like, I'm not sure, I just have that feeling. And if you remember, April picked up the doll, and she had said it was either a molested child, a molester, or both.
Yeah.
So Diane then starts her Celtic spread to start her reading, but kind of fudges up on it. Like she hadn't done this in a while. So as she resets, Anthony stops recording and listens back to the EVP. While listening back to the EVP on the recording device, suddenly when Diane stated that there may or may not be a molested child or molester in the doll, suddenly you can hear a male voice screaming,
Fuck you!
Both were astonished. And we're like, whoa, what was that?
Yeah.
As they began to listen to it again, Diane began scratching her left hand between her thumb and forefinger.
Okay.
And as she looked down, she was like, what the fuck? Diane then asked Anthony, does it look like a bite to you? Anthony's skeptical, thinking that maybe she just like scratched her hand in between, with her fingernail or something. Yeah. He then measured the marks with a ruler and then compared it to her fingernails, and they weren't a match. It wasn't matching up. But then he took those same measurements and measured it up with the teeth of Harold, and those were a perfect match without a doubt.
What the hell?
So they end the session. They put Harold away and they head out of the conference room. As they walked back to her office, they came across some coworkers who had returned from lunch. Diane then told them what happened. Like, this doll just bit the shit out of me, and it told us to fuck off, basically. Suddenly, one of Diane's coworkers said, "Diane, what happened with your eye? It looks like someone hit you." As Diane looked at Anthony, sure enough, there was an area under her left eye that was red and bulging, and it was obvious it wasn't a bite from Harold, but it looked like she was sucker punched in her left eye.
Oh my God. So it looked like she got bopped.
Yeah, so Anthony took the doll out of the bag and held it up to her face. The size of Harold's hand matched the bump on Diane's cheek perfectly.
What?
And looked as if the doll had hit her.
What the fuck? How?
I don't know. I don't know. It's funky. It's freaky. It's scary. So Anthony was like, you know what? I don't think he had a really good bright idea about this, but he did it. I'm kind of mad at him for doing this. Anthony now has a bright idea of trying to communicate with said doll via Ouija board.
No. We've already gone through this once.
But you know, Anthony's smart.
Oh God. No, not now. This is not a smart
because
move.
you know he doesn't want to do it alone for the possibility of being possessed or anything aggressive like that.
Which if you were alone or together with someone, it's gonna happen regardless.
So then so he started asking around like, "Hey, anybody willing to do a Ouija board session with me and Harold?" If you ask me that, I'd be like, no.
I'm done with this. I'm leaving.
You need, literally. Anthony then asked April, but she declined. And was like, no.
Yeah, good for her.
He asked Diane, and Diane with her freaking puffed up eye, no. And then Anthony started asking other members of the ghost hunting team, and they were like, no. Except for one. One person said yes. Her name loosely, because it's changed. Her name was Heather.
I was gonna say, give me this crazy bitch's name.
Yeah. Heather. She was one of the newest members of the ghost hunting group and decided that she would be joining along with Anthony on the Ouija board session with Harold.
This is a hazing session because she's new.
You go do it. You do it. We'll give you a promotion.
Oh my God.
So the two. What?
Scared myself, sorry.
Oh, goodness gracious. So the two just kind of place the board down and start talking to Harold. Or whatever was in the doll. So they didn't set any protection rituals or say any prayers of any kind. They just kind of lit candles, simply took the doll out of its bag and just started communicating with it on the board. In other words,
they just threw the energy in and didn't do anything to circle around it to stop anything.
Nope. Let's light some candles. Let's look spooky.
Idiots.
Yeah. So here we go.
Oh God.
They place their hands on the planchette and start to ask questions. Mm. Is there anyone there?
No.
Yes.
Are you the one trapped in the doll?
Yes.
Is your name Harold?
No.
What is your name?
A-H-M-E-D.
After confirming that the doll's name was Ahmed, the board did not communicate any further. So now, just completing the Ouija board session, they decided to see if they had gotten any EVPs during their session. For a while, they didn't hear anything besides them spells speaking and asking questions and the planchette moving around. I swear to God, I just heard a scream.
Stop it.
No, I swear to God, I want to fucking cry. I just heard a scream.
Stop.
No, I'm not even playing. What the fuck was that?
Keep one out.
Okay. Dude, I swear to God, I just heard someone scream. Oh, I hate my fucking life. So basically, they heard After, they're reviewing the EVP session. Fuck, I'm so out of it right now. They heard a strong male voice come through saying Ahmed, but Adam? Like Ahmed? Weird. Almost as if it was trying to correct what it spelled out, so it said it a couple times until you heard Adam. Both Anthony and Heather were pretty stunned and shocked about what had just happened, and they finally have a name that has come through the doll. Adam or Ahmed, either one. But Heather seems pretty sure that there's nothing in the doll, and there's nothing coming from it. She was like, it could be any spirit. Anthony is unsure why she's feeling this way, and asked her like, why are you feeling this way? But Heather can only come up with the answer is just, I just have a feeling. I just don't feel there's anything coming from it. I don't think this thing is haunted or possessed or cursed. Suddenly, Heather's side starts burning and rushes off to the bathroom. Heather then tells Anthony to look at her back because that's where the burning sensation was coming from. And there on her back was a very long, red, angry gash on her right side. Harold was sitting next to her on that side exactly during the session. It started from the middle of her belly and curved around to the middle of her back.
Was it like a big welt?
No, like a big scratch from the belly all the way up to the back.
Okay.
Anthony said that the moment this happened, he had never seen her again or heard from her again. Yeah.
So she
just quit.
Dipped.
She dipped. Yeah. And that is the end of part 1.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That is the first part of Harold. So, is he really haunted? Is he cursed? We don't know. That's why Anthony Quinata is trying to figure that out and do tests and EVPs and investigate this doll, because it started out as a hoax, but now it's starting to become a reality. Yeah. So part 2 is him investigating more of it, and it gets really weird. He's really trying to seek some answers, and that's going to be really interesting as well. So we're going to film that in like a couple hours from now. So that's going to be interesting.
Oh, I need like a breather from that.
Yeah.
All these like little weird things just started happening.
Yeah, no, and I don't know what the scream was, but it scared the shit out of me. I wonder if I don't think we got it on the mic.
Probably
I'll have to
not.
listen back to it. Probably not.
But
it sounded like a straight up like muffled scream.
You didn't have lights on, right?
Lights on?
Yeah.
No, I have everything shut, like my window. My window's the only thing with light. That's fucking terrifying. Well, you guys, if you guys want to check out some of the videos, he still has videos up on YouTube. All you have to do is look up Anthony Quinata, Harold the Doll, and you'll find his YouTube video. I think the most recent one he posted was 4 years ago. So it's been a long time.
You want to know why I'm laughing right now?
Why?
Because usually when we record these, we at least throw in some humor, something to, cut the tension.
Yeah.
There's no way we can with this one. Yeah. We can't. It's like,
yeah, no,
one,
it's
we're trying
it's
to be
a
respectful,
lot.
but two, it's like, it's heavy.
Yeah, no, it is heavy, and I'm not trying to piss off Harold any which way, shape, or form. I do not need bad juju coming my way, even though a lot of bad juju has already happened. Like the weird, I don't know why. Like if you my Word document, all of my stuff, like the very beginning, and even towards the end, I caught it before reading it. It's all kind of like jumbled around. I don't get it. It wasn't like that when I was going back over it today.
It's so weird. And like now my camera looks fine.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I'm bouncing back and forth because I'm trying to see. Oh. No, it's
yeah,
fine
no, that was
now.
weird. Yeah, yeah, Harold the Doll started off as like a hoax by some guy named Greg, and turns out that it's starting to be true. Freaky shit. I'm just glad because I have composition dolls in my bedroom. I'm just glad they're not fucking haunted or cursed. Thank God. They're not. They're just creepy looking.
Yeah, they are just creepy looking.
Yeah. Well, I hope you campers like the story. this part 1 to Harold the Doll.
Right, stop.
Like I said, it's a multi-part series. Next one gets a little bit crazier as we investigate more into Harold the Doll and what spirits are attached to him, or if there are spirits attached to him. More dangerous stuff he has done to people and has harmed people. So we're going to get into that next part 2 of this. Reading this book has been interesting. It's been really scary. So yeah, I have nothing to say about that. But yeah, so let's tell a joke.
Please don't let it
to
be
the
anything,
campers.
anything related to this.
Let's see. Doll jokes.
No,
They're
no.
not about Harold. They're not. Let me say that they're not about Harold.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, I hate Russian dolls.
No.
They're so full of themselves.
No, I knew it. I knew you were going somewhere with that.
To whoever has my voodoo doll, please hold its hand.
Oh, me.
I'm so alone.
Oh my god, me.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Okay, I'll say this one because we're an 18 plus podcast.
Okay.
My roommate claims that he caught me with a sex doll. This is completely untrue and slanderous. He caught me with a sex action figure.
Stupid.
Oh my god,
That
my
was
blow up
dumb.
doll is ugly as sin, but she always manages to take my breath away.
I can't.
That one was good. That was funny.
Stupid.
Oh my god. Well, thank you guys for listening to part 1 and welcome back to camp. Sorry Dolores and I were away for so long. We just had life really just hit us in the gut and in the face and just made us its bitch. So
Yeah.
we apologize.
There's nothing else we can really say about that.
No, not at all. I apologize. Yeah, and also shout out to Jacob. He is like, I always call him my lead for the animation program I'm in with the Focus. He listens, and he listened to the Forest one, and he couldn't finish the Forest one because he has a child, and so he's like, I don't want to listen to that because I feel like I don't want to lose my kid.
Damn.
So yeah,
You
he's like, I
spooked
didn't
him
finish
that
it.
much.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not going to finish it. And I was like, well, basically, these children go missing in like 2.5 seconds with their parents like in eyesight of them. So, and I know he has a couple kids. So he was like, no, I'll pass. So shout out to Jacob. Heyo.
And shout out to campers Amba and Ricky for hanging in there, bearing with us. I know they've been waiting for more content, so thank you for catching up. And now here you go.
Here you go.
Sorry
Here's
if you
your
can't sleep
episode.
tonight. Welcome to Camp Insomnia.
Exactly. That's our gig.
Yep.
But thank you guys for listening. You can follow us on Instagram at
Camp Insomnia _podcast.
And if you want to follow us anywhere else, we have a link tree in the bio, and that takes you to Spotify, Amazon Music, the iHeartRadio, and the list goes on.
Oh, yeah.
You can find us there. Yeah, and thank you for listening. And please, I am begging that you share with other people. We need more campers.
More campers. More people tonight.
Say
Let's
it,
see.
campers. More campers. More
campers.
campers. More campers. Yeah, you guys, if you greatly appreciated.
Yes, very much so.
Very much so. Yes, yeah. All right, you guys. Well, we will see you later.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, see you next time.
Good luck sleeping tonight.
Yeah, good luck. Good fucking luck. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.